Pakistan, where the Hunza River cuts through the spine of the Karakoram, remnants of the Silk Road still cling to the walls of the gorge. "3,000 years of graffiti cover the rocks along the way. History etched in stone. Buddhist inscriptions predate the coming of Islam. 5 centuries before Christ, the Persians ruled here, till their army's defeat by Alexander the Great. This was always a turbulent land. Local rulers plundered passing caravans until well into the last century. Today, life is more peaceful, but a natural turbulence remains. The mountains are still rising. Agriculture has only a tenuous foothold. Rockfalls and mudflows menace the fields. And the Hunza Valley lies beyond the reach of the monsoon, so cultivation depends entirely on meltwater, channeled from the glaciers far above. This is the steepest place in the world. From the bed of the Hunza River to the summit of Rakaposhi, the ground rises 20,000 feet in less than 7 miles. The sheer scale of the Karakoram glaciers is stupendous. They're among the longest in the world, and they have a greater fall from the snowfields that feed them to their icy snouts than any others. This is a landscape in transition. Rockfalls carpet the surface of the glaciers with rubble, almost obscuring the ice beneath. Ice that can be 1,000 feet thick. Like a giant conveyor belt, the glacier carries the rocks down valley, sometimes creeping, sometimes surging hundreds of yards a year. And beneath the surface, the glacier gnaws at the roots of the mountains, grinding the rock to powder to be carried away by the rivers. The forces of erosion are stripping the mountains. The Indus carries an incredible 150 million tons of silt to the sea every year. But despite that, the peaks are still rising. This is where the continents collided, and the Earth's crust is still moving, sometimes catastrophically. In 1841, an earthquake triggered a huge landslide north of Nanga Parbat. The entire side of the valley fell into the Indus, blocking its flow completely. A lake 20 miles long built up behind the obstruction. And then the dam burst. A wall of water surged down the gorge, devastating everything in its path. It drowned an entire Sikh army, camped 300 miles downstream.